Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
And your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hello, Satsu.
Hello, Satsu.
I'm your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey, and we are here to entertain you for the next 2 hours, guys. That is 120 minutes of pure entertainment from three beautiful men. What else could you ask for? Now, before you answer that question, let me tell you, if you do ask for more, go over to Twitter. Go to Satsu's feed and look at him with his daughter.
No.
That may be the cutest video I've ever seen in my goddamn
No.
Don't make me think about it.
It's so cute. I'm gonna throw the link in chat when I go over there and find it real quick.
You should during fucketry time or something, you should like play it for the chat.
Oh, you know what? We can do that at any time. Oh, it was so damn cute. But
whenever after we read a Chris Saliza story to revive us.
Yeah.
Scribe, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing okay. It was a relatively quiet day at work and then a calm day at home. So here I am, rock me like a hurricane.
All righty. And Satsu, how you doing, man?
Oh, man. Just that moment alone makes my day by default awesome. So I'm doing good.
Yeah, if you guys can watch that and you don't just go, "Aw," you're dead inside. But let's see. I've had an okay day. I had trouble getting to sleep. I didn't get to sleep until almost 2 o'clock this afternoon. So as you might imagine, and as you might be able to hear from my voice, I haven't been up that long. But I've already been annoyed, so I'm happy. I like getting annoyed by things on Twitter. It always makes me go, I can rant now. And I have this desperate need to do so. Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games, hit that like button. And ladies and gentlemen, please, not just our stuff, but share your favorite creator stuff, whether it's on Twitter. Can you share on Instagram? Do it anyway. Try. Facebook, your favorite social media places. Help us out because, YouTube won't.
Mm-mm.
We're not fun enough, I guess.
Family friendly.
Yeah,
I blame myself. Cryptic, thank you so much. Who says I'm dead inside?
Well,
Wow.
watch the baby video then. You'll be fine.
Yes. Please.
Yeah, it was so goddamn cute, man. That's all I'm gonna think about tonight is how cute your daughter is.
She's adorable, man. She's
adorable enough, but because it almost looked like you were pushing buttons on her belly to make her say it.
Yeah.
Like she's one of those toys that you can do that with. Oh, it's just so fucking cute. Anyway, I'm not going to milk that forever. Do you have anything to talk about before we get into news stuff, guys?
Nope.
Thank you to everybody who in the last 24 hours or so have donated to both Night of Charlemagne's fundraiser and Angela's fundraiser. I'll keep throwing those links in the chat as night goes on in case you haven't had a chance to look those yet. Appreciate it. Thank you.
We need to sing a birthday song.
To who?
I did something embarrassing on Monkey in the Morning.
So it was a day that ends in Y.
Yeah, but this one was especially, oh my God, Monkey, what did you just do?
Okay.
We sang a birthday song to Johnny, and we're going to sing to Johnny.
Uh-huh.
And afterwards, it being Hump Day and everything, I wish Johnny that he would get fucked twice because it's his birthday.
Uh-huh.
At which point, his father in chat, also Johnny, when he's 7 for fuck's sake.
Oh shit, son! Oh, that's almost as bad as me saying what I said after little niece Aaliyah had her 11th birthday or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, not my best moment. Not my best moment. But I want to sing to Johnny with the whole group and without me being a complete degenerate. Thank you, Cryptic, who says, okay, that revived my cold, dead heart. That Aaliyah video is awesome.
Yes.
Johnny, I don't know if you're listening or if your son is listening, but he said that his son is 7, has been a fan since he was 3.
What?
Kids like my voice, man.
Oh, a fan of you, not of the show. Never mind.
Well, I mean,
I was thinking we haven't been around for 4 years. Oh, but you. Okay.
Well, if he's been a fan for the last year, it's pretty much just us. So,
well, if he's been a fan for the last, even you for the last 3 years, you saying what you said shouldn't have been all that shocking.
still highly inappropriate.
Yeah, true.
So, Johnny, Bud, this one is again for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
I apologize for my friend.
Happy birthday to you.
He's kind of an idiot.
Happy birthday, dear Johnny.
You'll meet a lot of those when you grow up.
Happy birthday to you. Johnny, I hope you had the best birthday you've ever had, but not the best birthday you ever will have. With that, I guess it's time to move on to the news. I tried to catch up on the news when I woke up, Scribe, and it just seemed like a jumbled mess today.
Wait, you woke me up? What?
No, when I woke up.
You said when you woke up. You said when I woke up, Scribe.
When I woke up, comma, Scribe, I was watching the news.
Okay. I just want to make sure because it almost sounded like one of those like I shot an elephant in my pajamas kind of situations.
I get you. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I could have been more clear. I CNN'd it there.
I don't want anybody thinking that like monkeys sleeping in my bed or something.
Real quick before we do get to the news, thank you, Shiograth, over on the Streamlabs. I can't seem to stop pimping out prostitutes. I must have whore owner virus. We all live in a yellow lung machine. I hate being sick. LOL. Thank you. Good luck with the hose. Describe what do we have for news?
Well, let's see. DOJ walkout puts frayed relationships with William Barr in spotlight. Attorney General William Barr and his lieutenants have increasingly exerted authority in politically sensitive investigations at the Justice Department, fraying relationships with prosecutors at the powerful U.S. Attorney's Office in Washington, D.C., and leading to an unprecedented walkout of the career attorney. Let's try that again. Walkout of the career attorneys handling the Roger Stone case. People familiar with the situation at the D.C. U.S. Attorney's Office said other prosecutors have discussed resigning in the coming days following the Justice Department's leadership decision to disavow and claw back a sentencing recommendation that prosecutors had made in the case of Stone, a longtime friend of President Donald Trump. Barr, who has a reputation in the department as a micromanager, has played a role in other high-profile cases that are of particular interest to Trump, including in the final stages of the prosecution of former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Barr's role in the Stone debacle this week has elevated perennial allegations of political tampering at the Justice Department and drew immediate calls from Democrats for an investigation. It has also raised concerns about possible interference in other politically charged cases, such as one in New York's Southern District, where prosecutors are investigating Rudy Giuliani, the president's personal lawyer. Barr has been keeping tabs on the case with periodic briefings from New York prosecutors, but he is not personally involved in the case, Justice officials say, leaving New York prosecutors to manage the investigation. Meanwhile, Trump doubled down, punishing Jesse Liu, an official who was accused.
All right.
An official. I'm reading it as it's written. An official who was accused of weak-kneed oversight of significant cases when she had recently led the prosecuting office and saluting Barr on Twitter for his investigation. Quote, congratulations to Attorney General Bill Barr for taking charge of a case that was totally out of control and perhaps should not have been brought, unquote, Trump wrote early Wednesday. Well, I mean, same situation we were talking about yesterday. The appearance of impropriety continues amongst any other suspicions.
Yeah, I was trying to find today what other people would have gotten in this position, for Stone.
What was he charged with exactly?
What's that?
What was he charged with exactly?
Obstruction of Congress, not obstruction of Congress, lying to Congress, and witness intimidation.
Right. Witness tampering, obstructing an official proceeding, and 5 counts of making false statements.
Yeah.
Okay.
The big part of this is apparently the witness tampering, because he made a threat to one of the witnesses,
Right.
including saying he was going to kidnap the guy's dog. But the guy up on the stand, he's like, no, I didn't take it seriously. I thought he was, being a pompous jackass. So that's the part that it like adds a whole bunch to the sentence and stuff. But to me, that's the real question. Was that an extreme recommendation? And I can't seem to find that information. President Trump today, was it in the Oval Office? I think that's where it was. He said he didn't talk to the Justice Department, and he goes, "But I could have. I mean, I could have. That's allowed," or something like that. I'm like, Mr. President, you technically can, but you probably shouldn't. Like we talked about yesterday, if the president thinks this is wrong and everything, let it go through and then pardon the man, or commute his sentence. He can do either one of those things.
Yes, he can.
This, like you said, this is not a good look.
I said earlier today that what the president, and it doesn't matter if Trump or anybody else, I want to make that clear. If a friend or a colleague of yours gets indicted on federal charges or charges in general, and you're the president, you should effectively recuse yourself from either getting involved or making comment until the system has had its way with the person. And then after everything has been adjudicated, if you want to say something, or if you want to take the extra step of pardoning that person, however that will look in the grand scheme of things, fine. But until that point, talking about it as the most powerful person in the country, making decisions or giving your opinion on it or something when you're in charge of the Justice Department, effectively, not a good look at all. Not appropriate at all.
Yeah. It's one of those things, just because you can do it doesn't mean you should.
Yeah.
And Trump, just shut up. Let the system play out. There's a lot of people who are on Trump's side that think Stone got screwed, and you're going to see the same thing with Flynn as that finishes playing out. There's things Trump can do afterwards.
I'm looking up the official charges. So we got 18 USC 1001, which is statements or entries generally. So I'm assuming that is false statements. So he has how many charges of false? Anyway, a single charge of false statements. The maximum term is 8 years. So so let's see. It shall be fined until in prison not more than 5 years, or if the offense involves international or domestic terrorism. Okay, so 5 years on each of those counts, since this is not dealing with international terrorism. On what was it? 18 USC 1505. Obstruction of proceedings. Now again, 5 years, unless it deals with terrorism. And lastly, 1512.
Real quick, while you're doing that, Big Assassin in chat says it really is a witch hunt by all means of the words. And you know what? That's fine if you believe that. It's fine if the president believes that. But let the system play out and then use the tools at your disposal. Say President Trump thinks, okay, yeah, he's guilty. He should get 6 months. When 6 months is up, commute the fucking sentence.
Intimidating the witness, it's a long statute, but I'm guessing, if I'm reading this correctly, about 3 years. So 5, 5, and 3, depending on how many charges he had, whatever it was again. So the charges were the accused, the charges. Okay, so 7 counts, 1 count of obstruction of official proceeding. I forget which one that was. 5 counts of false statements. So 5 times. So conceivably 25 years if you've got the max on all the false statements. Witness tampering 3 years. So I'm gonna say ballpark 35 years if he got the maximum of all charges and they all ran consecutively.
Well, I've seen lots of people say, and this is on his side, in similar cases, people don't get sentences like this, but I've never seen anybody give an example.
Right. Now, I mean, usually in these kind of cases, they'd run them concurrently.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then unless the first one that I mentioned, I couldn't find the date on, then yeah, it'd waver somewhere between about 5, maybe 8 years.
And they recommended basically 7 to 9.
7 to 9. So it's actually, I mean, again, depending on whether they had one thing run consecutively rather than like if they made all of the false statements things, all the 5-year ones, if they made all those concurrent, you get 5. And then if they made the witness intimidation consecutive, then you get 3, you get 8. So it's not out the realm of possibility that that's not actually abusive, let's say.
Shelley says, weren't these charges based on tweets he made or some dumb shit like that, though? The intimidation part was, yes. The intimidation part, that is an overreach of epic proportions, in my opinion. But again, he was found guilty by a jury.
Right.
Mr. Trump, let the fucking sentencing happen and then make your statements.
Yeah.
Then go, this is bullshit.
Too late.
Yeah. But that's how it should be done. Yeah. He has guys, he doesn't even have to pardon him. The president can commute a sentence, which means he can go, no, that's enough. He let him out.
Yeah. So for what he was convicted of, at least, and again, I'm a layman. I am not a lawyer, but what he's convicted of and how I understand sentencing guidelines and things like that, it doesn't seem out of bounds what was recommended. Conceivably, it's ultimately up to the judge. The prosecutors can recommend whatever the hell they want. The judge is the ultimate arbiter of the whole thing. So,
anyhow,
let's see what else we got. Oh, do we want to talk about Joe Biden?
Oh, sure.
Now, I'm kind of surprised because when I clicked on this, I thought for sure it would be Chris Cillizza giving us an overview. But no, this is 5 reporters at CNN on this one story telling us how Joe Biden lost his front runner status.
Oh,
yeah.
You know what? I'm curious what CNN has to say about this because they've been they're kind of Biden supporters over there.
I'm curious what someone other than Chris Cillizza has to say about this. So let's find out. Joe Biden's scramble to regain his footing in New Hampshire after a poor showing in Iowa ended in a half-filled Radisson Hotel ballroom, and Biden wasn't there. Instead, the former vice president appeared by video conference from South Carolina to briefly thank the diehard New Hampshire supporters who had come. He was in 5th place in the granted state by the time he spoke, mired in the single digits and falling short of the threshold needed to collect delegates, a dramatic descent for a candidate who has been the front runner for much of 2019. Okay, I gotta take a step back here. Everybody kept telling me he's the front runner, and all the polling was telling me he's the front runner, but nothing about anything he was doing campaign-wise ever felt like it had momentum. It's sort of like the divine right of kings kind of thing. It's Joe Biden, therefore he's ahead. It always felt hollow to me, and I don't mean, I'm not trying to do a Chris Cillizza retroactive genius or something here, but I never felt like there was actually any real enthusiasm behind him, save for the name recognition.
Yeah, I felt like I was seeing more gaffes than fucking actual things about victories or any type of accomplishments or anything he was doing over there.
Yeah, I mean, what do we talk about when it comes to Joe Biden more than anything else? Corn pop, leg hair, sniffing people. We don't talk about like this is his platform, this is his policy. In fact, save for like Yang and in the abstract Bernie and Warren, I can't think of policy platform signature anything from Joe Biden. So.
Except for anything that Obama would have wanted.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like I'm going to be Obama part 2 or part 3, I guess technically term wise.
And taking like almost full credit for the things of the Obama administration. Oh, but I worked on that personally. Obama put me in charge of that personally.
Right.
He must have been the most active vice president in history.
No, I think that was probably Dick Cheney. Victory now seems elusive for a 2-term vice president who wasn't elected. Well, I guess he technically was elected who's selected anyway, who has premised his entire campaign on his ability to beat President Donald Trump. Well, all the candidates have basically done that as well, most of them, only to see that electability argument undercut by crushing losses in the first two Democratic contests. He's in the worst position after the first two contests of any sitting or former vice president in history. His modern predecessors who attempted bids at the White House either won in New Hampshire, Al Gore, George H.W. Bush, and Richard Nixon, or placed second, Walter Mondale, and went on to win the nomination. Biden is also now facing a looming challenge in Super Tuesday and beyond in the candidacy of former New York Mayor Michael Bloomberg, whose campaign honestly seems more virtual than an actual one. I do not understand why Bloomberg is even considered anything as a contender, save for the amount of money he's spending, which, as we know, does not mean he will win anything. Who appears to be cutting into his support with African-American voters and has spent more than $300 million introducing himself. How much did Ross Perot, I don't know if anybody knows, how much did Ross Perot spend on his campaign? There's got to be a number out there. Does it even approach $300 million? And by all means, adjust for inflation. I am dying to know if this might not be, as I said last night, the most expensive act of masturbation in human history. Politically at least. Biden's advisors insist that Bloomberg has not yet been vetted. Biden's advisors insist that Bloomberg has not yet been vetted. Bloomberg is not some unknown.
Well, to the nation, when you're talking about in a primary like this, he's an unknown. We political junkies know his name because he was the mayor of New York for so long, and he's been around with like his "I'm going to take your guns" group.
Quote: "He is not tested." Biden campaign chairman Cedric Richmond, a Louisiana, I say Louisiana, sorry, congressman, said of Bloomberg Wednesday. He's not a complete greenhorn either. But yeah, I mean, he's compensating for a complete lack of name recognition or familiarity with money, or trying to.
Mm-hmm.
And in a call with reporters Wednesday, campaign advisors argued that no one should overlook Biden's durability as a candidate, despite his losses in Iowa and New Hampshire. Quote, "This thing isn't over," senior Biden advisor Simone Sanders said Wednesday. "Don't count us out." Sounds like you're begging. But Biden's collapse in Iowa and New Hampshire was rooted in self-inflicted problems. No kidding. His message was muddled. Was?
Yeah, they haven't fixed it yet.
Well, you're talking in the past tense. He's still in the race, isn't he? His
yes.
Is muddled. He mumbled through some of his lower energy campaign events. That's being generous. Leading some voters to wonder what had happened to the dynamic vice presidential candidate they saw in 2008 and 2012. He got old. Old, guys.
Hold that thought for just a minute as I welcome Jack to the show. Jack, how you doing, my friend?
Good. How you guys doing? I'm good.
These guys seem well.
Well, I mean, I was okay, and then Jack showed up.
Yeah, now you're awesome. I have that effect on people. I understand.
I wish I didn't know, Jack, about Chris Cillizza. Oh,
true story.
I know. Am I continuing or is...
Please?
Okay, I don't know if we're like having Jack time now.
I was just saying hi to him.
Oh no, but I mean, we're gonna say, hey, Jack does this thing on his channel. You give an introduction because maybe people don't know who he is.
We can get to that at YouTube time.
Well,
we actually have a format for that, Scribe.
Okay, no. When you have a guest come on the show, usually you take a moment. I mean, like on Johnny Carson, when the guest comes out, they ask, what you've been up to and everything else, or you give them an introduction kind of thing.
Indeed.
Is this Johnny Carson?
Well,
I've been compared to him, so I'll take that.
Yeah. Okay. So Johnny Monkey over here.
Yeah, Johnny Monkey.
Monkey Carson.
I'm Monkey Carson.
All right. Let's see. His events continually lack the electricity that Democrats expected from a front runner. Well, unless you got a couple of paddles you need to put on him to bring him back to life. Quote, if he wants to keep people, he's got to instill confidence somehow, and that's not working at the moment, unquote. One source close to the campaign said, warning of the challenge that Biden faces from Bloomberg? Really? Why? Okay, and maybe I'm missing something. Aside from a ton of money that equates to no assurance of success, what threat does Bloomberg actually pose towards not just Biden, but in general towards the nomination? Am I missing anything about this? I must be.
I wish I could answer that.
They said he's going to steal the black vote, and Negroes love money.
Well, I've seen tons about how he's going to be able to beat Trump from different polls and stuff. That there was just one the other day that showed a poll between him and Trump. He would beat Trump. I think it was like 51 to 46 or something like that. So they're going based on those polls.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look at the national polls, at least last I saw, even with all the money he spent, he's not even at 5%. So I don't really understand why they've come out and started, pushing him like this. I just brought up 538.com. There was a poll from February 9th to the 11th. He actually finished with 12% in fourth place above Buttigieg.
Okay.
So, I guess his money is paying off. But I honest to God, I don't know why they are putting so much faith in Bloomberg.
Well, I'm going to put the link to this article in the chat because it is a very long and I can see the very comprehensive overview of Biden's situation. So I don't have time to read the whole thing here, but
I'm going to grab that one and
He's paying reporters to just say his name.
Well, he's buying so much ad time. He is just blanketing places with ad time because he can afford it. And he's just now, again, I don't know what good that might actually do him because just blasting out ads all over the place doesn't necessarily bring you a whole bunch of votes. We saw it with Hillary. We saw it with Beto. A giant war chest does not mean you will win.
Right.
And Bloomberg, like I say, there's a lot of people getting very rich off of Bloomberg thinking he can take over the world with his money. And more power to them, I guess. But I think it's going to end up being just a giant sinkhole for his bank account. Not that he really has to worry about that.
What's weird to me is that article is about how Biden screwed up.
Yeah.
And it goes into Bloomberg.
Well, I mean, there's a lot more of the article.
Sure.
That Bloomberg thing might be a small part. I didn't get much further than that.
But it's enough of a what's the word I'm looking for here? It's important enough to those guys who wrote it to put it that prominently, that high up in the article.
And to present him as the only threat.
Right.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah.
Even though 4 people kicked his ass in New Hampshire and 3 people did it in Iowa.
Yeah.
Look, we all knew he wasn't going to win Iowa or New Hampshire. I mean, some of the polls showed maybe he had a chance in Iowa. And it's always been, look, when he gets to South Carolina, that's when he's going to finally win. And that's going to tell us whether or not Joe is actually sank or not. It really will.
Yeah.
But him finishing as low as he did, that is the big point. It's like, holy shit, what happened
Not
to
even
Joe?
the top 3. Not even in the top 3. I thought at least he'd get 2 or 3, but no, he didn't even get the top 3.
You know what it is? He needs some kids to come along and rub his leg hair to energize him.
Oh, static electricity.
Yeah, you know how you rub a balloon on your hair so it'll stick to a wall and stuff?
Oh, my.
Joe is powered by little kids rubbing his leg hair.
Joe is powered by children. You heard it here.
Indeed. It's truth.
All right. Well, let's see. Let's do one more here since we're short on time. Virginia House passes bill to give electoral votes to popular vote winner.
Of course they did.
Here we go. Virginia's House of Delegates passed a bill on Tuesday that would award the state's electoral votes to the national winner of the presidential popular vote. The measure, HB 177, would look to incorporate Virginia into the National Popular Vote Interstate Compact, an agreement established by each participating state's laws to put its electoral votes towards the winner of the national popular vote instead of the state's own popular vote. So even if Virginia voted for, I don't know, we'll just say for the sake of argument, Biden, but Trump got the national popular vote. they'd have to give their votes to Trump.
Yes.
Fucking hilarious. I mean, again, I'm not, the way it's looking right now, I'm not voting in the presidential, but my desire for Schadenfreude really, really hopes that all these states that decided to screw around with the electoral college process completely have to eat humble pie at the end of this, because it would just be so fucking hilarious to me.
Well, they're going to claim that Trump somehow manipulated them and tricked them into changing their system because he knew it would help him win or something like that.
Right? Yeah. It was Trump that did this.
It wasn't our fault. We weren't responsible for that.
Yeah, the culture and climate of hatred that Trump has engendered in the last 4 years caused us to act rashly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm seriously hoping that happens. I hope he wins the national vote, but how many states is it now? 13, something like that, have done this? And is
it that many?
Oh yeah, there's quite a few. It's a push that was led by California.
Yes, it was California, and I think Colorado, for some reason I think Colorado was part of it.
If you guys don't understand why the Electoral College is there, it's so that these smaller states still get a say. The chance of a president being elected just by the Electoral College and not having the popular vote is actually very small. It doesn't happen that often. And what they're doing is going, you know what? California knows better than we do. And I hope they get fucked by it. I really do. Because I believe in the Electoral College, because we are a fucking republic, you ass nuts. Havoc, thank you so much. The state decides who you vote for. Where have I heard something like this before? Soviet national anthem intensifies.
Well, it's really weird that the conversation here is about your votes mattering and your votes should count.
Yes.
Yeah. And they're literally saying, well, if whoever wins the national vote, it doesn't matter what you voted for. We're going to give it to whoever won the national.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way it goes, it's like, and again, unless Virginia in this example goes along with the popular vote, the state of Virginia's votes are nullified.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah, the majority of Virginians voted for X, but Y got the popular vote. Okay, we ignore our constituents and give the electoral votes to who they didn't want. You've just completely hamstrung the entire purpose of having state sovereignty when it comes to this process. You just gave it up. You just surrendered it. Good job. Okay.
Stupid, man.
All right.
Anyway.
And with that, unless there was more to say on that, we're going to move on to our next segment.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for MSS News. If there's a story you'd like us to take a look at, hit us up at the hashtag MSS News. We can't get to them all, but that's just because I don't remember. Let's see. Wow. This one comes to us from the original Shroom, or Shroom as he goes by these days. Come on, load. We're gonna let you have your voice rest for a moment as I fuck up English language.
Okay.
Virginia deputies confront black man wearing KKK robe outside of Target. Stafford Courthouse, Virginia. A black man wearing a Ku Klux Klan robe at a Virginia Target told deputies he was performing a social experiment. The Stafford County Sheriff's Office was called to a Target store at the Stafford Marketplace around 2:30 p.m. to investigate reports of somebody wearing a KKK outfit. Major Sean Kimmett said in a video statement posted to social media today. Kimmett said they learned the man inside the robe was black and didn't live in the area. Deputies told him he couldn't wear the mask in public and he left, according to authorities. Virginia law prohibits wearing a mask with the intent to conceal identity in public. A photo posted to Twitter by a witness at the shopping center showed someone dressed in the white robe and hood talking to deputies while others looked on. That's all there is to the story. I want to hear about this, man. What was this social experiment?
Where was this?
Virginia.
Okay. Did they come up and in a thick Southern drawl say, "Y'all are real confused, ain't you?"
I would have been like Dave Chappelle.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm really hoping that some asshole saw that person and got like super offended and made a Twitter post about how racist their town is becoming, because they were just standing there like it's okay for them to be there.
Yeah, somebody that was also sent to us by somebody else with a different news source, and it's exactly the same. It doesn't tell us what his experiment was. I'm curious. Any thoughts on what he might have been trying to do?
Provoke some kind of reaction from people to see if anybody would to test to see if white people were against white supremacy.
Yeah, he's like, I stood there all that time in that racist outfit and nobody said anything. They're complicit.
That's my guess.
See, I wonder if he's actually like a MAGA kind of supporter and was fucking with people and their expectations of what might be under there.
No, that could be it too.
I'm curious. So, what else do we have here? Wow.
Oh, maybe he was a transformer and he's like, black mode, engage, and he just takes the hood off. Makes a little robot transformy sound like Scribe just did as he takes the hood off.
Transformers, racist.
Yeah, he's trans-racist.
Trans racists more than meets the
This one comes to us from Massive Dynamics. Dad sexually assaulted on flight, claims drunk avoided jail because she was a woman. Victim Gary Kirby claims if the tables were turned, he would be facing jail after Louise White, 38, sexually assaulted him on a TUI flight, then was handed a suspended sentence. This is the Mirror, so the first couple of lines of the actual article repeat what we've already heard, so we're going to skip those. She was handed a suspended sentence for her, quote, disgusting behavior on the plane, reports the Manchester Evening News. White tried to kiss a man before repeatedly offering to perform a sex act on him. At one point, she started to pull down her own trousers and underwear, the court heard.
Nice.
She had to be moved away from her distressed young daughter.
Oh, no.
Mom, keep your pants on.
Oh, Lord.
I bet she was unattractive, too.
Yeah, that was my next guess.
Well, I don't know if this is the best picture of her. We can throw that on the screen real fast. This is her. This is I'll blow you on the plane with my daughter sitting next to you.
Oh, man, that's British.
Yeah, she looks decidingly British.
Yeah, that looks like Benny Hill in a wig.
She's like, come on, mate, whip out your willy.
How about a quick Rogering, eh?
Rogering. Jesus Christ.
Fuck. Look, the bar's closing. You haven't hit anybody yet. She shows up, wants to blow you behind the dumpster. Okay.
No, you think that's a dude that's homeless?
Well, look, man, it's the 2 a.m.
I don't care.
You want a nut.
If I see that at 2 a.m., I'm going to be terrified because I'm going to think there's monsters on the loose.
That's mean.
Oh, my God.
No, what Frosted said in chat was mean. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh.
That's not too far off, actually. This one comes to us from senior staff reporter and Chief Florida correspondent, Colleen Bernier. Did I get that right, Scribe? Did I get it all?
Yeah, senior staff reporter and Chief Florida, but yeah.
Okay, cool. Usually I only remember the Florida part. Do you realize we have on the show with us our first original staff reporter?
That's true. Jack the motherfucking Cockring. That's right.
Yeah. Police, Florida man calls department to report being shot at by man he robbed and stabbed. Yeah.
What?
Boynton Beach. Police said a Florida man dialed their department to report he was being shot at by the man he had just robbed and stabbed. Police officer said Victor Morrill. It's not spelled the way you're thinking. It's Morrel. Called them Saturday night to report that someone had shot at him twice. According to police, Morrill, 33, had met the man through a gay social app, Grindr, and knew from others that the unidentified man dealt drugs. Wow.
Oh, that's smart. You ripped off a drug dealer. Now you're narking him out.
What a bitch.
Moral told, and don't forget, he stabbed him as well.
Yeah. You stabbed a guy, robbed him, and then you're running from him. He takes a shot at you, and you're narking him out because he's a drug dealer. First of all, don't rip off drug dealers. That's a terrible idea. They don't exactly abide by the law.
Yeah. Moral told officers that he went to the man's apartment intending to, quote, make some money off of him. You mean rob?
Yeah.
That's an interesting way to say rob him.
Right. Television station WPTV reports that the men got into an argument at the apartment and Moral struck the man in the head, causing him to fall to the ground. Moral then grabbed a briefcase filled with methamphetamine and struck the victim again before running out the door.
A briefcase filled with meth.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that'll never come back on you ever, idiot. What the hell?
The victim grabbed a knife and chased Moral. Outside the apartment, Moral struck the victim with the bag of drugs and a gun fell out. The man dropped the knife and fell to the ground. Moral grabbed the knife and stabbed the man who grabbed the gun. The man fired 2 shots as Moral drove away, hitting the windshield and the driver's side window. Fuck. You're lucky you didn't get shot, motherfucker. Moral was charged with robbery and aggravated battery. Jail records show he remains in custody.
Jesus.
There is no part of that story that's not an American tragedy.
This is a movie that nobody would believe. They'd be like, this is so unrealistic.
Right.
You're running with a briefcase full of drugs from a guy you just stabbed. Right. Okay.
They just have a briefcase of meth sitting around.
Yeah. And then you call the cops because the guy took a shot at you while you're still carrying a briefcase full of drugs. Wow.
Oh, man.
He's like, look, I'm a thief. I don't want to get killed. Stabbing and robbing people is one thing, but I do not support murder.
Oh, Chicago Mike sent us the story about the woman who oh, this is a different woman. Okay, she just looks very similar, and they're both British. So we'll I'm sorry, I thought it was the same woman. I thought this was the same chick. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you guys can judge and judge me for getting it wrong. A UK woman jailed for trying to open the plane door mid-flight.
Oh, Jesus.
She's not as chubby, Jabba the Hutt looking as the other chick. She's a little more Salacious Crumb there.
The other one could have been her. The other one could have been this chick mid-cough.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like this story should be titled differently.
Yeah?
Yeah. That instead of jailed, it should have said killed. Because that is not some shit you just do and survive.
A British woman who tried to open the door of a plane mid-flight was sentenced to 2 years in jail Wednesday. Chloe Haynes, 26, was on a flight from London Stansted, I don't know, airport to Dalaman in Turkey in June when crew members and fellow passengers had to stop her from opening the door. Ms. Haynes' behavior was one of the most serious cases of disruptive passenger behavior that we have experienced, and we have banned her from flying with us for life, said Steve Heapy, CEO of Jet2.com and Jet Holidays, in a statement. 2 Royal Air Force jets were scrambled to escort the jet back to Stansted, I don't know how you say that, airport following the incident.
What are they going to do?
Watch as it crashes?
Yeah, like some bitch trying to open a door and you're sending jets. What are they going to shoot her? Give me, or like, she's definitely trying to open the door, Tower. Yeah, it's looking pretty grim. We're going to get closer so we all crash.
Oh, look, she got the door open. People are being sucked out.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a bloody mess. They're flying right into the engine. It's gory. I almost can't stop filming with my phone.
Oh, I almost caught one.
Oh, God. That's a good question. What the fuck were they going to do?
Yeah, I'll shoot a few of them in midair so they don't die on impact. I'm lost as to the purpose of this, but I don't know. Did she have like balloons full of drugs in her stomach and one leaked or something?
I don't know.
Because she got 2 years for that, and the chick that tried to like rape a dude on the plane in front of her daughter got nothing.
Not nothing. She got a suspended sentence, Jack.
Yeah, she got nothing.
I mean, that's a harsh penalty for a woman.
That's true. That's true. But Okay, first of all, it looks like women should not be on planes. That's what I'm hearing. So we need common sense, crazy British lady control.
Common sense, white women reform.
I think white women reform includes British women.
Yeah, they tend to be mostly white.
I don't know. These were both platinum blonde women from Britain, so maybe the hair dye has some kind of effect on their weird British teeth that affects their brains. Maybe it reverbs off their teeth and sends weird signals to their brain.
Is that what British Karens look like?
Tuh.
Ooh, that might be.
This one comes to us from Frosted Glass. And Frosted, go sit in the corner. You know what you did. I have a bag instead of a rectum. This is how it affects my sex life.
What?
Pardon?
Oh, no.
Is this one of those weird medical anomalies? Jesus, Frosted.
Oh, this first sentence. Frosted, corner, now. Fetishists aside, most people are not comfortable with the idea of gas and feces sneaking into their sex lives.
Oh, God, or unless you're German.
Never mind that sex by its nature is a little bit messy and that sometimes a little poop will make its way into the mix thanks to illness, anal play, and any other number of factors. Waste is just a taboo and a turnoff.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
Scribe needs an adult.
Wait, I'm curious.
Oh, of
Guys.
course you are. He's shit curious.
Who the hell is like, baby, I realize you have diarrhea, but I really need a nut.
I would think you just avoid the downstairs and go for the oral at that point.
Oh, God. Is it really that common to get shit in the middle of your sex? I've been having sex a long time, and that's never been a problem.
Yeah, I haven't had that come up unless you're doing butt stuff. Even then, you should really kind of like do some hygiene stuff beforehand so you don't have these issues.
So it should come as no surprise that many people do not look at those with colostomy bags or pouches. They forgot the C there. Or no, it says ostomy bags, so I'm guessing there's different types.
Yeah, probably.
Essentially, external colons that collect waste from a stoma, and opening created in the abdomen to bypass the rectum and parts of the intestines as sexual prospects. Often
Dibs on the fourth hole.
Oh, God, Jack. You had the nerve to gasp at my hanger joke. Often pop culture and jokes do not even portray them as sexual beings, reducing them instead to cursed figures shackled to unwieldy, unpredictable, and precarious bags of noxious shit.
What the?
Oh, God.
Here's the thing. We live in an age where we're talking about acceptance and all these people who have these issues that they can't do much about and how you should work to accommodate them. How come I ain't heard nothing about these people?
Like, is this a pose? Is this a satire? Is this like trying to pass something off and see who will believe it?
No, it's a Vice article about some dude who has a colostomy bag and he's trying to explain why it's gross yet. Because he's not even, in fairness to the guy who wrote this, I mean, he's being a little disgusting here.
Yeah.
But he's just trying to explain, look, this is something that some people have to deal with.
Yes, I guess this is true.
I mean, coming from his perspective, dealing with it all the time, like it's probably not disgusting to him. He's just like, this is my reality. Like it's disgusting to you, but it's everyday shit for me.
Yeah, literally.
I didn't do that on purpose.
I mean, that really blows for this guy. And I feel bad for anybody that has to have a colostomy bag of any kind or a catheter, because that really does hurt your sex life and your chances for that. So I get it, but this is not something the average everyday person is going to ever encounter unless they're really old or they have like a really bad disease. So it's pretty unlikely that the average person is going to come across this. So this is just almost like a fetish porn kind of thing.
I worked with a girl who she has Crohn's, or they thought she did. It turned out to be something else, but they ended up having to put in a colostomy bag, and she had it for like a year. Yeah. But they were able to get everything working again. She was only how old was she? Like 38 at the time.
Ooh,
Wow.
yikes.
Yeah, and I won't lie. When she said that, my first thought, because I knew she was married, like, what their sex life is like. That's got to be weird. But I mean, you adapt, you overcome. You turn off the lights, and you're like, you put some Vapo Rub under your nose just in case there's a spill.
Well, you just learn positions and stuff like that. There's ways around it, and if you really love somebody, you're going to find a way to make it work. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, the average person doesn't have to deal with this. This is just some kind of weird fetishization of a medical problem, and it's kind of sick.
You know what comes to mind is that commercial that they wouldn't put on the Oscars.
Oh yeah, the afterbirth lady or whatever.
Yeah, we know these things are an issue. We don't have to. It doesn't have to be a public conversation.
Yeah, not everything needs to be a public conversation. There's some things that should just be left alone. I don't want to hear about your not so fresh feeling. I don't want to hear about your colostomy bags. It's none of my business. If it doesn't affect me, I don't give a fuck. Write your little tell-all book about it and let people that have those problems read it. I don't want to hear it.
Well, it's really weird too because dealing with Squishy after she was pregnant or whatever, that type of environment and just the general depression and stuff that comes with it, the pain and all that stuff, it's extremely common when it comes to women who are pregnant. And every time, I'm telling you, every single time Squishy goes to the doctor, they're like, "Want to kill yourself yet?" She's
Yeah.
He's like, "No." Like, just checking, just making sure you're good. He's not beating you or anything, is he? She's like, "No."
You kill yourself yet? Well, I mean, if my daughter would start calling me mama.
Right.
It's weird. I've actually seen those questions that are you in an abusive relationship on forms they give to women. I've never been asked that.
I have.
Weird.
Yeah, I have. It's pretty fun. But you're like, sometimes I say things and she gets mad at me. Oh, what's your girlfriend look like? Is she here? I don't have a girlfriend.
Next up, this one. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I was just about to say it's really funny because Squishy, when she's filling out the paperwork or whatever, or if the doctor has to ask her and I'm in the room, they're like, "Hey, could you step out the room for a second?" I'm like, "Bitch, I know what you about to ask."
Right.
I'm beating you.
I ain't stepping out. I'll beat your ass.
Point at her and be like, "You better not say nothing."
Yeah. She got one-way ticket to the pokey.
Yeah.
This one comes to us from Jedi Ghost Bear. Pediatrician says in suicide note he may not have vaccinated kids despite parents' requests.
Oh God.
What?
Well, there's a reason he's dead. He probably had polio.
Evergreen Park, Illinois. Illinois health officials have issued a notice to families who are patients of Dr. Van Conis, I'm not sure how to say that, in Evergreen Park. Conis, 58, took his own life in September. In his suicide note, he revealed he may not have administered vaccines to children at their parents' request.
Oh God.
His note indicated he felt terribly guilty over the way he had handled some children's vaccinations going back a decade.
What
My
the fuck?
God.
Can you check to see if you've been vaccinated? Is there something they can look for in your blood or something?
Probably, but it's just easier to get another vaccination.
I just my first thought when he said that was blind press.
Right. And that's where I go every time.
Fuck. Son of a bitch.
Look, man, suicide is not a joke, but there are some times where you don't feel as bad.
Yeah. Fuck that guy.
Suicide's not a joke. What if they land on a clown?
Shut up. Don't make me laugh.
Damn it. And this will be our last one.
Ironic, funny. Sorry.
Peter Stewart sends us this one. Calgary woman who learned English from game shows makes dream appearance on Jeopardy.
Oh, that's neat.
A Calgary woman who learned English by watching TV game show. So like the Chicken Splash?
Oh, yeah.
Learned English by watching TV game shows as a child, has had a dream come true by appearing on Jeopardy Tuesday night. Christina. I don't know how you pronounce that one. It's just NG.
Christina.
That's not a real last name. Your name is Smith from now on, Christina. Christina Smith, who came to Canada from China as an 8-year-old, credits shows like Jeopardy, hosted by Canadian Alex Trebek, with helping her learn the language. Now, 30 years later, she can check an appearance on the classic game show off her bucket list. Well, good for her.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Sure.
That's a cute little story, and it's much better than the other one. So that's a better one to end on.
I wonder if when she does speak English, it's always in a game show host tone.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That'd be hilarious.
Hey kids, come on down. Dinner's ready.
Does she phrase every question in the form of an answer?
I know, right? Every answer in the form of a question, Scribe.
Yeah, well, same difference.
With that, guys, thank you so much for these submissions. We can't get to them all because you guys are just great and really participate in that, and we do appreciate it. Thank you so much. But we have to move on. Golf City Cult of Krill says it's Nguyen. It's pronounced Win. No, her last name is just NG.
Oh, Ing. It's just Ing.
No, that's Nguyen.
Okay.
Well, she's trying to find somebody whose last name is O, so she could be NGO.
God damn it.
Oh.
Cody Fry, thank you so much. Shouldn't it be Christina Steve? No. Steve is for first names that I can't pronounce, and Smith is for last names.
Do you think that when she climaxes, she's like, "You are the winner"?
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Or the highest bidder, or something like that. Pick a catchphrase from a game show, because now I'm curious. I hope
Maybe
she's not, because she needs that experience.
Maybe
Right.
she's like a friend of the show, Irate Bear, and yells out, "I'm a millionaire."
Oh yeah.
I love when he tells those stories. Speaking of which, I do want to give an update.
Oh, you got a whammy.
Oh
No
no,
whammy, no
if he's
whammy.
not good. It's you are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Nice. Update on our friend Irate Bear, Mr. Alex. He was having some problems yesterday. His speech started getting splurred. Splurred?
Word. Wow. Okay.
Did I say splurred?
We have another winner, ladies and gentlemen.
The fuck is wrong with me?
Sinatra has a lot of siblings around here.
He was he's slurring his speech. He's lost some muscle control, and they thought maybe he had a stroke. He went to see his doctor today, who told him it's not a stroke, but they're not really sure what it is. So he's been referred to another doctor. But the worst case scenarios, she said it wasn't that. So hopefully they get that figured out for him soon. He came on the Monkey in the Morning show, and he seemed mostly okay, but he was having trouble speaking. He was speaking like a drunk who knows they're slurring, so they're trying really hard not to. But he was able to do it, so that was great. It was nice to see him.
If we find out he's pregnant, I swear to God.
He's probably pregnant. With that, guys, we're going to move on to YouTube time. And Satsu, what you been doing?
I uploaded a video today. It wasn't a long one. It was about they announced the 2 new variants for Monster Hunter. And basically, so there are 2 monsters in this game that are both known to be very pissed off. Like that's their thing. They're angry, and when they find you, they want to kill you and everything around you. That's like their stick. So the 2 variants of the monster that they announced is a raging version and a furious version. And I'm like, so they weren't angry enough. Like this whole time, because there's this one monster in particular. If he finds you, he will chase you until you are dead. Like he will not stop until he kills you. No matter where you go, you cannot run, you cannot hide. Unless you go back to the camp, he will find you and he will murder you. And he like rages his way through the map trying to get to you. And they have a furious version of him now because the first one wasn't angry enough. So I'm just like, oh, cool. I thought he was pissed this whole time. He was just mildly annoyed. That's great. So yeah, this is gonna be not fun. It's gonna be fun in a gamer sense, but not fun in a fuck me, I hate my life since. So, yeah, I did a reaction video to that, and that was pretty much it. Tonight, for the first time ever, or well, not for the first time ever, but at least for the first time since I moved into this house, I went to the grocery store. I bought food for cooking because I was going to cook something tonight, and I stood in the kitchen for 5 minutes and was like, fuck, I do not feel like cooking today.
Oh.
And Squishy was like, what?
You all right?
And I'm like, no, I really don't. Like, every fiber in my body is like, get the fuck out of this kitchen, dude. Like, I really didn't. Like, the thought of doing it just made me feel tired and exhausted. I'm just like, I am not fucking cooking tonight. And Squishy's like, oh, okay, that's cool. It's just like, that's bad. I felt like I needed to like ask permission. You know, I'm like, I had to make sure it was okay with her. I'm like, babe, I really don't feel like cooking. And I'm just like, well, I have officially hit peak house bitch. So
well,
yeah, that happened today.
Maybe you felt that way because the doctor didn't vaccinate you.
Could be.
Oh, yeah.
Did she give you a black eye because you didn't want to cook?
We actually were joking about that. She was like, what would you do if my reaction was like, bitch, you better get your ass in there fucking cooking.
Get your ass in the kitchen.
I don't go to fucking work every day, so you can sit at home and do nothing.
Ha ha.
I'm just like, I probably would have just went in the kitchen and cooked. Yeah. No, but yeah, I really didn't. And it's been a while because I fucking love cooking, but today I was just like, no, it's not fucking happening. So, but I will be cooking tomorrow, which means another cooking video will be coming in the pipeline. There's another one supposed to be coming out Saturday for you guys, so be on the lookout for that. Otherwise, just chilling.
All right, Scribbles, what you been up to?
Nothing.
All right.
Ta-da!
Jack.
Yes, sir.
What you been up to? What do you do on your channel? Let's start with that.
I review comic books on this channel. And I released one today for The Visitor issue 2. There's the link in the chat. And yeah, that's what I do. I try and do it daily, at least one video a day.
All righty. And yeah, guys, I've said this many times. I really, really like Jack's reviews because it's no bullshit. So many review channels, they go out of their way to make shit longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, everybody's trying to hit that algorithm. I ain't got time for that.
Yeah, Jack's are to the point, man. He tells you what the book is. You see a little bit of the art from it and tells you whether or not he liked it. Check it out if you enjoy comic books. Even if you don't, just go over and watch a couple of them. You might actually be surprised how much you like them. Let's see. I did a Monkey in the Morning, and I Rate Bears showed up there. That one was mostly about the New Hampshire results and what the Democratic Party is going to do. Now, just because it's precedent doesn't mean it'll always happen, but nobody has ever finished lower than second place in the Democratic primary in New Hampshire and went on to be president. They can win the nomination still, but they don't win the White House. So that means, by that standard, the two possible presidential candidates for the Democrats are Bernie Sanders and Pete Buttigieg.
Bizarre, isn't it?
Shocker. 2 white males.
Oh, no!
2 rich white males.
Oh, my God.
Is Buttigieg rich?
If he's not now, he will be.
Oh, well.
I'm pretty sure he's probably rich.
I think there was a moment on the debate stage where he says, as the only non-millionaire up here. Yeah, it was funny. But yeah, those are your choices if you want him to be president, guys. And then I did an after party a little bit later because I couldn't sleep. And Jack joined me. And I could not tell you what the fuck we talked about.
Yeah, we're just kind of rambling.
Yeah, it was just a conversation kind of thing. It started out as Trump because, you know, this happens in election years. You don't really talk about the incumbent very much because you just expect them to win their primary.
Yeah.
But there was a weird thing that happened. What I got to do the years right. So in 1996, Bill Clinton is running for re-election. He's the incumbent. As the incumbent, he got 76,000 votes in New Hampshire. In 2004, when George Bush was running as the incumbent, he got like 54,000 votes. In 2012, when Obama's running as the incumbent, he got 49,000 votes. So I'm going to repeat those numbers: 47, 54, and 49. Last night, Donald Trump got 128,000 votes.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
So the Democrats seem very their strategy seems to be to just push people away from Trump without giving them a policy reason to do it.
Yeah.
Just he's toxic. Get away from him. And those numbers don't seem to show that that's working.
Well, the question I saw today several times, or variants thereof, was today's question is, how do we defeat Donald Trump? And I'm like, no. The question is, what is your policy? How are you going to improve the economy? How are you going to improve healthcare? How are you going to improve national security? Even if national security and the economy and healthcare are great, if you don't have an argument for why people should care about you, bringing up your opponent only raises their profile.
Yeah.
And Tom Steyer did this today on Twitter. Several of the news outlets put stories out.
Tom, you owe me money.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's just, I don't understand why they haven't. I mean, and like I said, the last debate, at least Andrew Yang, of all the people up there, Andrew Yang actually said, we're really not going to get anywhere if we just keep talking about how we're not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
We need to talk about what we're going to do. And he was the only person at that point in the debate, at least I didn't watch the whole thing, who actually said something reasonable. And yet,
lost.
Yeah, but they still think Warren, Sanders, Steyer, all these guys, I'm not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Tells me nothing about who you are. So anyway.
Thank you, Cryptic, who says they need to do the fusion dance. Commie gay guy. Is that what the fusion dance is about?
I don't know.
Merge together the gay with the communist, and Buttigieg and Sanders run together.
Oh, there you go. But yeah, that's what I did. And then Jack joined me, and we had just a conversational one, which is kind of my favorites for Monkey in the Morning. That leads us to Humpetry time. Satsu, you got anything?
Not that I can think of right now. You come back to me.
If you haven't seen the video of his daughter saying "Dad" to Elf, that was so goddamn cute. Need to check it out.
Every time I think about it, it makes me happy.
It was a beautiful moment, man. I'm glad you got it recorded.
Oh yeah, man. And it was really early. It was like 6 a.m. because Squishy had left for work already, and Squeetus had just got up, and she's like, "I'm hungry, motherfucker." And I'm like, okay. So I fed her, and she was just like sitting. I was laying on the bed, and I had her like laying down in between my legs or whatever, so she wouldn't like roll off or anything.
Mm-hmm.
And she just started doing that out of nowhere, and I'm like, "Are you talking to me?" So I pulled out my camera. I'm like, "Oh man, I got this moment." I was so happy. I called my mom. Like, "Mom," she like, "You were like super giddy right now." I'm like, yes, I am.
Scribbles, you got anything?
Not that we haven't already really covered, honestly. So yeah, not really.
Jack?
I've been enjoying the articles coming out about trying to salvage birds of prey and calling it everything from racist that people won't see it to misogynistic to blaming the coronavirus for the lack of ticket sales. That's been irritating me.
Well, that last part was a factor in the Asian markets. People were staying home because of it, so it certainly didn't help anything. But it's not a key reason as to why it's not making money.
Yeah, but they're trying to pin it on everything,
right?
And it's really sad and desperate sounding. So that I've been amusing myself with that on and off throughout the day.
Did you say myths about gender roles? Go ahead.
Hold on. Bert and Ernie in chat says, Monkey in the Morning format, politics, smut, downsies, boobs, degeneracy. You're not wrong. But I'm sorry, what were you saying there, Satsu?
The myths about gender roles hashtag that was trending.
That's actually part of my fucketry.
Okay. Yeah. I was scrolling through there, and just to throw mine out there, since I had some, I said probably the largest myth about it out there is any specific gender is more or less intelligent than the other. This thread proves stupidity comes in all forms. Because, oh my God, Most of the comments, though, the top voted ones were just like that sex is binary. That was like a good majority of them. It's just like biological sex isn't real. That's the biggest myth about gender.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you are an idiot. It's gender.
Scrolling through like this one here, myth: men don't suffer broken hearts. Who thinks that?
What?
Nobody.
When I said this, it's like most of the things that I saw in here, they're generalizations that happen to be true, because there's a lot of them like women don't want to get ahead. Like a lot of women don't want to become like supervisors and stuff.
They don't want to get ahead. They want to give it occasionally.
Yeah, because they're good women.
That's right.
Pulling hair, pinching, pushing, and other physical violence is just boys showing you that they're interested.
I mean, if you're like 5.
Well, that's the thing. But they don't mention that girls do that.
Yeah, it's kind of a human thing. When you don't know how to express your emotions subtly as a child, yeah, that's kind of what happens.
Well, in middle school, if a girl likes you, she's usually gonna touch your no-nos because she's a teacher.
Yeah. And they tend to be hot, so keep your camera out, fellas, for the police.
Yeah. The cops, right.
Women are supposed to want children. Well,
supposed to?
Sort of a biological imperative.
It is.
It's not required of them, but it's common.
Women talk about how they get this need to have children.
Yeah, the biological clock.
Yeah, this is some sort of evolutionary thing about how we've been a species for thousands and thousands of years. Huh? Yeah, weird.
Super strange.
Well, I think it should is the key part there. Like morally required to. They're not morally required to. It's just that it's a natural instinct part. So if you equate natural instinct with some kind of moral imperative, then maybe you've got some problems.
Well, this is what I was talking about with saying that most of them are just generalized stuff that is true. Mm-hmm. Most women do feel a need to have children. It just it doesn't mean all women do. Anyway, yeah, that hashtag is just full of nonsense, man. Oh, this one's a video one. We have to watch a video, you guys.
Oh.
Which is where
a video daily double.
Which reminds me of me needing to say this out loud. I need a producer.
Me too, man.
So that this shit would have been ready to go and I wouldn't be over here trying to do it while I'm talking.
Oh, you mean planning ahead?
When this is the kind of thing I can't actually plan ahead.
Oh.
I only have anyway. Watch this shit. Oh, god damn it. I hit the wrong button. See? I need a producer. All right, here we go.
Public service announcement. Excuse me. If y'all didn't know, this is the MSC, and frankly, there's just too many white people in here, and this is a space for people of color. So just be really cognizant of the space that you're taking up, because it does make some of us POCs uncomfortable when we see too many white people in here. It's only been open for 4 days, and frankly, there's the whole university for a lot of y'all to be at, and there's very few spaces for us. So keep that in mind. Thank you.
Wow. Yay, racism.
Oh, so stunning, so brave.
Like, sit your ugly ass down. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
she's just saying that because she's got a big fupa.
This was a chick at the University of Virginia. This was a new multicultural student center.
Oh, great.
I can hear Jefferson Davis rolling in his grave right now.
There's too many white people in here. You have the whole university to go to. We don't have that. The University of Virginia, I realize Virginia is still behind the rest of the country in some ways, but are they still telling black people they can't go certain spots? Because I'm fairly certain that's illegal.
No, they flipped it. It's just like South Africa, where in order to get even or to get reparations, they got to do it back to the people that did it to them.
Fair enough.
Also, multicultural, and then telling you don't know what the individual culture of each one of those white people, like where they come from. Some of them might be Italian. Some of them might be like you don't.
white is a culture, Satsu.
Yeah. Instead of Jim Crow laws, let's call these Johnny Cracker laws.
Jesus Christ.
Johnny Cracker.
Oh man. Yeah, Mr. Dax in chat says too many whiteys in the multicultural center. Let that sink in. Yeah.
Well, white is not a color for culture, from what I hear. So that doesn't qualify for diversity.
White people don't have culture; they steal culture from other cultures.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what I've been taught.
Which is why we constantly complain about us not being included in the cultural things that they have created, because they don't have it. They stole it from us, which is why we have to fucking beg them to let us participate in theirs. Interesting.
I went on a rant about this on Monkey in the Morning the other day, and you guys have heard the rant here before. About racism in America today.
Mm-hmm.
You're never going to get rid of racism because you're always going to have some moronic jackass out there. It's in the world. There's no way to contain it. But we're at a point now where, like, this woman's her racism, that is fucking racism. Look, there's too many honkies in here, and people were clapping.
Mm-hmm.
People were fucking clapping for that.
To be fair, most of the people clapping were probably middle-class white people.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. We shouldn't be here. Thank you for letting us know. It's so funny too because I wasn't sold. You remember we've been fighting this narrative for a long time that America is like the most racist place you could ever live. And at first I was like, that's bullshit. It's not. It's absolutely true. This is one of the most openly, like nowadays, when you look, like people can be openly racist. The only difference is it has to be towards the right people. Like it's in the media, in movies, at the Oscars, like in all of our major media platforms, it is 100% okay to be a complete, utter racist. And people will be like, it will applaud you in some instances. So I'm just like, maybe they're right. Maybe America is a fucking racist country because this shit is unbelievable how utterly racist a lot of people are, just overtly, not even hiding it. Like, you know, we've been told that white people are secretly racist and they're all racist. You should be scared of all of them because they're all out to get you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But a black person can walk in a room and be like, fuck all these milk-colored motherfuckers in here. And everybody's like, oh my God, it's so brave and beautiful.
Well, yeah, I mean, all the videos I've done on the schools, the teachers, the administrators, the business leaders, there's no, I mean, when I first started doing the videos, you could kind of tell that people were couching their language in some instances. They were sort of still kind of dancing around being as overt about it. But I mean, just look at some of the videos I've done in the last couple of months or last year or so. There's no filter now. There's no sense of danger in being outright and totally either racist or sexist or heterophobic or whatever else it is. There's just because it's okay. It's applauded. Robin DiAngelo writes a book, White Fragility, and she makes a career out of that one phrase. And so if she can do it, it must be okay. And it makes me money and gives me attention. Or that one lady I just did the thing on where she basically just goes around being racist all the time. And she's getting like $9,000 a month on her Patreon to do this. Mm-hmm. It's like, Jesus. Yeah.
Jaeger Pony, thank you so much. If white people can't have a place in the multicultural centers, can we go to the white trash only ones? Apparently at the University of Virginia, yeah. And thank you, Angry Illinoisan. My comment to her, quote, I think your problem is that you are a racist. Yeah.
Well, look,
go ahead, Jack.
Oh, no, please.
I was just going to say, it doesn't just stay there, you know? Like, well, look, as Satsu was talking about, well, we got to do it back to them because they did it to us. It doesn't stay there. What you do instead is you inspire the other racists, the white racists who don't like blacks, to go like, well, hey, if they can do it.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Jack. What were you going to say?
Look, I look forward to being the Rosa Parks of white people. I'm going to be on the bus and somebody will come up to me and my kids and be like, look, vitamin D milk, take your little saltines and go to the back of the bus. And I'll look at them.
Wow.
And I'll be like, no, I will go to the middle of the bus, sir.
Vitamin D milk and your little saltines. That sounds like a band name.
I know, right?
Oh my
Good
god!
God.
You made me piss myself.
Well, you can blame Monkey because he invited me on. So.
Oh
Yeah.
god! That was
Oh, good God. No, to me, this is very personal. I mean, Mom was very, very anti-racist. Mom was, you don't judge people by the color of your skin. And it really bothers me seeing this shit. It really does. What were those people doing to make you uncomfortable other than being white?
Racism is a perpetual motion machine. If it's allowed on one side, it's empowered on the other, and it's all bad. And it's, I mean, I'd be scared if I just didn't find it so, I don't know, darkly entertaining after a fashion, that they just like how completely oblivious people are to what they are saying, what they are advocating for. But people are applauding them. They're getting paid for it. They build entire careers around it. And I'm sort of like, my bewilderment has overtaken my concern after a fashion, because it's just so prevalent now that just like I can't be shocked anymore. And at some point, somebody's going to have to throw a bucket of cold water on this, but I don't know when that's going to be, because it just seems so obvious that it's a problem to, I think, any person who can do a little mental find replace of words and say to themselves, gosh, that kind of sounds like what people used to say about black people back in like the 50s,
Yeah.
The downside is you really don't want white people going crazy, like race riots and that sort of thing, because look at how many serial killers are white. It's a vast majority of them. I don't think you want those people going nutso, because they're already kind of crazy. You don't want to just give them free reign to be insane.
Oh my God. My worry here, and I hate to pull the for the children thing, I really do, but my grandchildren are growing up in this fucking world.
Yeah.
How many times have people come onto our chat and like, hey, a baby was just born. Yep. And so I hope you enjoy the world we leave you. And this is the one we're giving them.
You give them the world in the values that you teach them, and they can hopefully carry that forward. It's, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the major issue for me, because whenever somebody tries to justify this behavior, I always come to the same conclusion and ask the same question: what's the cutoff? Like, we need to keep replacing white people with black people. We need to keep putting as many black people in media, all black movies and stuff, until we feel like we are properly represented. And I'm like, okay, so when do you stop? Like, when does that end? After you feel properly represented, you have now taken over Hollywood completely, and it's all run completely by black people. Are you going to start evening the score from that point? Or once you hit 50%, will you stop there? Or will you stop saying openly and overtly racist shit to people once you feel like equality has been reached? Like, no, that's not how that works, because now you are in the position of power that you claim white people were in. And now that you have that absolute power, it's going to corrupt the fuck out of you. And they're like, no, it can't corrupt us. We're good by default.
Well, the old saying goes, if you give a mouse a cookie, he's going to want a glass of milk. So, I mean, there will never be a stop, because it'll all be claimed as, this is what we're owed. This is what we deserve. This is the balancing act. And what we deserve as human beings is to be treated fairly.
Oh, fuck.
Big on the basis of who we are, not on what we are. Aside from being human.
Two things real quick. One, in your analogy there, is this Santa mouse? Why are you giving cookies to mice?
Okay, look, there's only certain number of wisdoms I get from movies, okay? And in Air Force One, when Glenn Close, who played the vice president, by the way, very progressive, when she used that when talking about giving the terrorists what they wanted for the president to return, I thought it was a good phrase, okay?
Well, that's fair, but I usually don't take idioms from bunny boilers.
Hey, guys, I'm sorry to interrupt. I'm not going anywhere, but can somebody take over? I am dizzy as fuck. I need to lay my head down.
Yeah, Scribe can be in charge for a while.
We're getting to question time, and Jack, you said you had something. Oh God, fuck.
Yeah, you just mute yourself and put your head down or something.
All right.
Well,
we'll go to question time early then, just to fill up the space. Unless you guys have something else you want to talk about with cookies and milk.
No, I was gonna say clearly Jack has not watched Hoarders.
Thank you, Waikikamukow. How can a mouse hold a glass? It's a very, very small glass.
Yeah, like a thimble, like Stuart Little would have.
Yeah. Didn't you ever see The Borrowers? It's like that. But yeah, guys, big assassin. He says, really scribbles Air Force One. You know what I always thought would be the perfect perfect sequel name for that movie?
Air Force 2.
Well, Air Force 1, 2, 3 if by air. 1, 2, 3. Anyway, everybody, it's question time. So if you have comments, concerns, questions, conspiracy theories, complaints, if you have any ideas about what strange malady might be affecting Monkey right now, aside from the normal, I mean, don't use the actual one. Put them in chat now. If you have questions for us, please put them in. Please, see, it's not the night that I do it, so I don't have that same mojo rhythm going. So I fuck up the thing. If you have questions for us, please put plenty of chat marks after those. If you have statements for us to consider, please put plenty of statement marks after those. If you don't know what I'm talking about, sucks to be you. Let's see as I pop out the chat here. Attack Alpaca, how you been following Hunter Avalon's beef with Caitlin Bennett? No. Anybody here?
I don't know who Caitlin Bennett is.
She's the she's like the MAGA girl who carries the guns around and stuff and does man on the street interview things.
Oh, that chick.
Yeah.
No, I don't follow that.
Okay, Satsu, I'm assuming.
No.
All right. Frosted Glass, would spiders be more or less dangerous if they had autism? They're spiders. They're just dangerous by default, I think.
Yeah, and it depends what type of autism they would have.
Dude, I'm about to say an autistic spider is probably would be one of the most dangerous things out there.
Yeah, you don't want to poke that one off.
Dax O'Ryan says, monkey is suffering from nipple no twistus. Oh, no, not twistitis. Not twistitis. Okay. Jake Thompson and retracted the message. Okay, before I could read it. Adonis Bartolote, what are you gonna add? Oh, sorry. When are you gonna add stroke into the LOTN opening words? When one of us finally does actually have. I guess I had one. I technically had one in my eye, but it wasn't like a debilitating thing in any that way. I suppose maybe when Sinatra takes over or replaces one of us at some point. I don't know. Maybe then. Formerly Rod Line. Oh, Lods, 1 night stand, 2 5s, or 1 10. Oh. Probably 1 10. I'd probably go for a 10 versus 2 5s.
Man, my one attempt at a threesome ended horribly, so I'll take the 110.
Okay.
You take 2 5s. You just turn off the lights. Because just because she's pretty doesn't mean she can suck a dick good.
So are you back or am I still going?
I just wanted to answer that one.
Okay. Thank you, Snubberth. Satsu, we autistics aren't that smart. If anything, the spider would avoid you like the plague. Yeah, that's true too.
I mean, they kind of do already. Like, I don't never see a spider like actively like, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Given the precision they make their webs with, aren't they already autistic? I mean, they're like
they're perfectionists.
Yeah.
Gulf City Cult of Krill. Cocaine bears and autistic spiders keep me up at night. You have some weird kinks, dude.
You ever seen
Coca-Cola bears?
If you see one of those like really weird askew kind of spider webs, do you ever think that's the ADHD spider?
I do, that reminds me that there was a experiment they did where they gave LSD to a spider, and the webs it made were absolutely crazy. Like you could see they like tested ahead of time. Like, here's a spider doing a web. It's all very uniform, classic looking, and everything. And then they exposed it to LSD, and then the patterns it made were just completely mind-bogglingly weird. Mono Winter, oh lords, would Would you try a 3 chocolate chip cookie cake with a butterscotch icing and buttercream ice cream?
Did you just ask me would I eat diabetes?
Yeah, I was about to say, do I want to be Wilford Brimley at the end of this? I don't know.
Yeah,
I would take a bite.
Yeah, there you go. I'd try it. Give me a small slice.
Yeah, well,
Not the whole thing. Adonis Bartolote, O Lords of the Uwu, what record did Kobe achieve in 2020? He's the first black father to leave and take his children with him.
Oh,
Dude.
You know what?
Oh.
Somebody told that on my night, and I intentionally skipped it. I was just like,
Okay.
I'm trying not to laugh. So
apparently we have a birthday, Papa Frank. It's his birthday.
Okay, Papa Frank, it's your birthday, and around here we do this. I will do my best. This one's for you, and a 1, and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
It's too late for the shit.
Happy birthday, dear Papa Frank.
Papa John's.
What? Huh?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, bud. I hope you have a good one. I really do.
Dark Lyle, because inquiring minds need to know, Monkey, how is your boiler replacement drama going? Oh yeah, we haven't talked about that in quite a while.
Just we're waiting to get a time frame to get it in there. We live in such a. Can you guys hear me? Okay.
Yeah, it's all right.
We live in such a small town. Any kind of major thing that you need fixed, if it's not an emergency, which they don't consider mine because it's still running, can take months to get people in there.
Okay. Thank you, Cody Fry. Quick, while Ranting Monkey's weak, Squotus 2056.
Stop talking about scrotum.
Jesse, Defenic Fox, Lords of the Night, would you rather pimp slap AOC or yeet Joe Biden into a wind tunnel? I think the Joe Biden, the wind tunnel, would be more entertaining.
No, then his leg hair will be all flapping in the wind, and it'd be weird.
Well, it'd help with the aerodynamic.
What if he starts flying with that, though?
He only weighs like 3 pounds because he's just like skin and bones.
Yeah, he might be like a were-yeti or something.
Non-Victor Rex, for the record, I would have accepted a horror World War I crossover Scribe. It's just werewolves, vampires, and zombies are overdone. Yeah, but I mean, okay, World War I crossover with a horror, you get a couple of different things. Either you're just going to have some other kind of monster, or it's going to be like, oh my God, we're in World War I in the trenches, and then the twist at the end is, oh, we're already dead and in hell. That kind of thing. So,
but we talking about 1917.
No, you asked yesterday, like, wanted to mix a genre with World War I that didn't involve vampires, zombies, and werewolves, and I said like sci-fi. I think I said something like that. So,
well, to answer the last question, since I didn't get a chance to, I make it a policy to only slap hoes I manage. So,
okay.
That's a fair assessment, sir.
Yeah, I think my answer was World War I, but somehow the Germans got a hold of like modern weapons, and then that would be like the thing.
I would drop radioactive chupacabras in.
Okay.
So far,
because I can.
In World War I, France.
Yes.
In Germany. Okay.
Yes, they were clearly sent there by the Mexicans.
Yes. Data Wasteland Scribe Light sent you a link to AIU recent vid about a multi-murder and the convicted perp death row inmate that now, decades later, is getting help from some celebrities with his innocence. There's a lot of those. And I'm challenged to think of a name right now, but it's sort of like the cause celeb person on death row where the celebrities are either against the death penalty in general or have been made convinced that the person is innocent. And it's one of those situations where without knowing a whole lot about the cases individually, maybe they are. I don't know. This is why I'm against the death penalty, generally speaking, because, it's a punishment with an assumed infallibility. So,
I think it's. I haven't seen it, but I'm guessing it's the same guy we talked about a month or two ago. He ended up getting a stay.
Oh, right.
I don't know his name, but
Yeah.
if it's that guy, there's tons of videos out there like, look, here's his guilt. And there's just as many like, look, here's his innocence. If there's any question of the innocence, I think the death penalty is off the table.
Right.
I'm not somebody who's completely against the death penalty.
Yeah.
That guy in El Paso who shot all those people and we know he fucking did it, put him against a wall and put a bullet in his head for all I care. But if there is a question, then no, you don't take a man's life.
Well, because Becca Fairley gave me a heads up about it, I scroll up to the dead Kaiser. Scribe, have you heard about the Way Forward deal? Yes. It is a bill that is insane and it won't go anywhere. But it's not surprising that it was submitted by the people it was submitted by. Do you guys know about the Way Forward bill?
People keep talking to me about it. I still haven't looked it up.
I mean, there's a lot of things in it, but I guess the most glaring one that at least stood out to me was essentially they would no longer make it illegal to come into the country illegally, effectively.
They decriminalize it.
Yeah, amongst other things. There's a whole bunch of other things in there. I'll stop myself from babbling on because I don't know if I know exactly what it all in there. But Tucker Carlson did a big profile on it, and that raised everybody's hackles. And I'm just looking at it as like one of those. I'm putting a bill forward to virtue signal on the taxpayer's dime kind of thing. So. Let's see. Faithless says it ends deportation. Oh, that was the other thing. Yeah, it deportation like no longer a thing. You can't, if you commit a crime, you can't be deported, even if you're here illegally.
It's like they're trying to start problems for these illegal aliens.
Paul, let's see. I don't see any questions. Oh, there we go. Formerly Rodline Lords, I've decided to live my life by the political advice of Hollywood. Can you recommend what star I should blindly follow? The North Star.
Kelsey Grammer.
Kelsey Grammer. You remember when he started or tried to help start a conservative news network?
Oh yeah, that was a while back.
The Right Network. I remember this. I remember the ads, and it like lasted a year or something, and had like 3 stupid shows, and then it died.
Yeah.
Star to blindly follow. Sean Penn.
Rose McGowan.
Ooh, there you go.
Go crazy. Go all out.
Alyssa Milano.
Oh, there you go. Motto Winter. Oh, Lords, what are your thoughts on the bilateral movement of squirrels on acid?
I hate squirrels, so I think we all know.
Particularly squirrels on acid.
Yeah, and if it involves a wood chipper, I'm in. But beyond that, no.
Let's see. Rico 8181. Where's Polly? Probably hanging out with Weibo. Because he does that now. Tack Alpaca, favorite Dairy Queen Blizzard? The one of 1914.
Huh. I like the Reese's peanut butter cup ones.
The Heath bar.
Reese's. Weirdos.
Reese's.
Reese's. Yeah, it's Reese's Pieces.
Not a monkey.
It rhymes with pieces. Reese's Pieces, not Reese's Pieces.
It's Reese's Pieces. How dare you, sir?
Reese's Pieces.
I'm going to vomit.
Don't do that on air.
Check your logic. Did you see that someone mocked Sanders saying Denmark and an SJW call it anti-Semitic? Okay, don't spam, dude. Would she say the same about AOC's looks like accent? I don't know how Denmark would be anti-Semitic, and I'm not sure about the look like it thing. Yeah.
No, the way he said it was probably like Denmark because he's got that accent.
Oh.
And just like mocking him for that is apparently anti-Semitic.
Oh, gotcha. Did you guys hear him in his speech where he said Nevada?
No.
Yeah.
God, stop adding R's to the other things.
They're going on to Nevada.
Drunken Uncle's in the chat. What must be the middle of the night over there?
Hey, Drunkle, how you doing, man?
Hello, Drunkle. Frosted Glass.
To bed.
Sorry?
I was telling Drunkle to take his potato head ass to bed.
Yeah, his pineapple head. Across the glass. How long before Biden goes full Howard Beale in network on national TV? That's. I mean, at this point, given how inspiring the Democratic candidates are, my only hope is, or my only metric is, which one would be the most entertaining to have a shouting match with Trump on stage? And it really is either Biden or Bernie, but probably Bernie would be more hilarious.
Yeah.
Cody Fry, thank you. Why is Ranting Monkey so obsessed with scrotum?
I'm not. I'm against you using scrotum to describe a baby.
No one nowhere. Can any of you name the mayor of your town? Actually, I have no idea who the mayor of my town is.
No. I used to know, but they've changed, and I didn't pay attention because I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I don't know who it is now.
Some asshole that takes my money. How's that?
Sinatra says, but no hello to me.
Hello, Sinatra.
Now that you complained about it, jeez. If you have to beg for it, you're not getting it. Unless you're a redhead. I mean, that's different. Let's see. One more question.
Questions, guys. We need questions. I'm sorry, man. I'm so fucking out of it right now.
Okay.
Biden only won his debate against Paul Ryan by yelling like a jackass. Biden yells a lot.
Yeah.
He's been doing it to people at town halls and stuff.
Because his hearing's going.
He gets angry.
Oh yeah. Dog-faced pony soldier.
He's it's not a good look. I mean, he gets angry in a scary kind of way.
Yeah. I would be willing to bet some of that's because he gets a little confused. Because it seems like he's been doing it a lot more lately.
Mm-hmm.
And it seems to be around the time that he starts fumbling his words.
Well, he seems to be one of those white dudes that always wants to fight, but when he says he's going to hit you, he says he's going to pop you one.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, go sit down.
Dax Orion, why is Ranting Monkey ready to milk a cow with his mouth, but he won't eat mint chocolate?
I don't remember milking a cow with my mouth, but mint chocolate is fucking disgusting.
Yeah, well, you're a communist. Karaman Majir, have you guys seen the Twitter bot saying that the new Sonic movie is homophobic and you should see Birds of Prey instead? FYI, Sonic hasn't been released yet. I have heard that people are trying to prop up Birds of Prey by dissing Sonic, which I have no idea how that equation works, but it's a thing that's apparently happening.
It can't work because you look at Sonic and you look at any of the trashy horrors on Birds of Prey, and Sonic's adorable.
Are you saying whores can't be adorable?
They can be, but those chicks all look crazy and like they'll stab you and then take your meth.
Jake Thompson says, Jack, is there going to be a comic book curation?
I answered that a while ago. I don't know. I haven't heard from Polly.
Because he's hanging out with Weibo.
Probably.
He's probably left you for Weibo.
He's hanging out with his cool friends.
That's right. Sanguine says, do they need to do Biden's meet and greets earlier in the day? Is he sundowning? I had thought about that, honestly.
Yeah, he's totally sundowning.
I had thought about that, which is going to make the next couple of debates really, really entertaining.
There's some questions scrolled up here. Lords, what are your thoughts on the Mandela effect? It's a weird thing with humans. For those of you who don't know what the Mandela effect, it's where you remember something, you swear it happened, but it really didn't.
Actually, it's more common that it's a shared memory.
Yeah, sorry, that's the important part of it.
Yeah, lots of people believe something specific that is absolutely not true. And they get the Berenstain for Berenstain Bears. You have the Mandela died before he actually died, etc.
Look, you could say that that's what it is, a shared delusion of some sort. Really, ever since they turned on the Hadron Collider, we've been jumping between parallel universes.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not all of us at once, just small groups here and there. And that's why we're seeing this. True story. I just made that up.
So it's actually more of a Star Trek effect.
Exactly. Although some guy named Mandela may have been the one that flipped the switch that started the whole thing, and he's the one hiding through all these universes, trying not to get caught because everybody's mad at him.
That's fair enough.
I'm gonna write that down. That's funny.
That's right.
Adabisi says, have you seen those babies that are so ugly they look like a scrotum, but you never tell the parents because you're kind? Yeah. You compliment their shoes instead. It's like, oh, look, those shoes are so cute.
Yeah, if you never want to have to deal with that kid again, just be brutally honest and be like, your baby's ugly as fuck. And then they'll ask you to leave, and you never have to deal with those people again. It's great.
You might get punched in the face in the process.
Maybe, yeah.
Black people are usually like, yeah, you your daddy's son.
Ooh, that's mean.
Alyssa says, how much does it frustrate you that people would rather complain than use the resources available to them? It pisses me off. Yeah, I had a little bit of a rant about that kind of today. But before I get to that, thank you, Jaeger Ponies. Jack, sliders?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
Sliders.
There are resources for a lot of people, and they'd rather just bitch that things aren't perfect for them. I'm not a big fan of bitchers who don't do things to improve their lives. My life sucks. Go fix it.
I agree.
Yeah, I hate those people. Yeah, everybody's life sucks. Fucking deal with it like a grown-up. Go find something to do and then cry yourself to sleep it when you're in bed alone.
I already do that. Thank you.
I mean, but the problem is if you can somehow leverage that complaining into a career, there's no reason to fix anything.
That's true, but the young Turks already have jobs.
Yeah, of a kind.
Yeah.
Adonis Bartolotti says, at Ranting Monkey, if you could wipe your scrotum sweat juice on the face of people that say SQUOTUS 2020, but you had to say SQUOTUS 2020 every time you did that, would you do it? I'm not Don Lemon.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah, you don't put your lemon juice just anywhere.
Oh.
It's horrible. You don't do that. The only person who enjoys that kind of behavior is Fredo Cuomo.
Oh, Fredo.
Suzanne Wild asked, Monkey, have you eaten? You know, as you asked me that question, I calculated in my head. The last time I ate was 6 o'clock last night.
Yeah,
Probably what's going on here.
Yeah, that could be related. I think we found some correlation. Good job cracking the case there, chat. Maybe eat some crackers or something.
Not the children.
Yeah.
Whatever. They ain't do nothing.
There's the comic book creation question. Where are we at? Jack got cucked by Weibo.
Yeah, life's like that.
Yo, Jack, when life gives you lemons, you accuse those lemons of being racist.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah. See, I identify as a person of color with a higher melanin content than I have. So, yeah.
Oh, so you got a sunburn?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Well, I kind of combust under flame. So, yeah, just a hint of sunlight will make me fry. So, yeah, that's totally legit to me.
Oh, you're a vampire. All right.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of a vampire? Does that mean like a little pregnant?
Yeah, except like more like Blade, where you're a daywalker.
Green Death asks, I might have missed it because I stepped out of the room, but Ranting Monkey, have you tried the new ARC event yet? If so, any thoughts? Yeah, they introduced a new little creature, and they turned a whole bunch of dinosaurs pink and light purple.
Okay, is there an occasion for this?
Valentine's Day.
Okay.
Some of them actually look pretty cool. Especially the Sabertooths and the Argies. Yeah, I have tried it, but for the most part, I'm just trying to survive in ARC right now because I put myself in a very bad situation.
Monkey has gotten several animals murdered over the past couple weeks.
I've lost like 4 herds now. Is Polly hanging out with his family, having himself a party? I'm assuming that's a song from somewhere. I don't know. Where are we at? God, there went to jump. which means there'll be questions. How many Bidens would it take to sniff all of the hair in the Senate in 2 minutes?
Ugh.
4.5.
It'd take a lot longer than 2 minutes because they'd all linger.
Well, for a lot of them, that hair ain't real. So are we going with fake hair or real hair?
I think he only gains momentum from the soles of actual hair.
Oh, wait. No, the answer is 0 because everybody in the Senate chamber is not a 5-year-old girl.
That's true. He only sniffs the hairs of children.
That's right.
Because he's inhaling their youth.
That keeps them young. That keeps them young. He's like a hair vampire.
Yeah, that was my joke from a few weeks ago.
Oh.
This hair vampire.
And when they rub his leg, it sucks it right out of their fingers.
Ew.
Yeah.
Any guess on how long it'll be before Carlos Maza quits his YouTube endeavor?
Oh, how is that going? How many subscribers does he have now?
I don't know. I think that did he lock that information down? I can't remember.
Oh, can you do that? I don't know if you can do that.
I know he blocked comments on the first one and
sure.
The up and downs.
He has 15,500 subscribers.
Huh. Okay.
The answer to that is it depends on how successful it is. If he can get numbers like the Young Turks and build it up, he'll be here for years and years because, as he said in his video, he's got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, nobody's going to hire him.
He burned a ton of bridges through all that, guys. I don't know if you can. There was a lot of background stuff that the press did not cover.
Yeah.
When Carlos Maza started this, it was in the middle of a labor dispute there at Vox.
Yeah.
Ooh, would you say that he is the Colin Kaepernick of progressive media?
He kind of is, yes.
Ah.
This was a big thing. I mean, this was to increase his profile and hopefully get him a little more sway with the bosses. And instead, they're like, "Fuck you, get out."
Yeah.
And he doesn't have anywhere to go. He thought he was going to end up leveraging that to a position at NBC, who actually owns Vox.
Right.
Vox is their retarded little stepchild.
Isn't it run by Ezra Klein?
Is that Vox?
I thought it was Vox. Maybe
it might be.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it'll depend on how successful it is. I hope he sticks around because I am serious. If he makes a video, Jack, you were just over there, right?
Yeah.
Does he still only have the one video?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm waiting for his next video where he decides to take a position, and I might make that my jumping off point for getting back into videos.
Oh, and then he DMCA's you to death.
And then I get media coverage.
That's true too.
Bring it on, Carlos.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was about to say racist monkey.
Yeah, right.
That should be an interesting headline.
How do you think the coronavirus will affect the election? I don't think it will.
I mean, if it becomes really, really bad and starts affecting American lives a lot, then there might be a lot of questions about response and our healthcare system and everything. But yeah, at this point, I don't think it will.
Lord, stuck on a sinking boat with Jaws swimming around, or stuck on a spaceship with the alien. Ooh.
Wait, Jaws as in the shark or the guy from the James Bond movies?
Oh, yeah, Richard Keeley. I'd probably go for Jaws either way because at least then I'm still on Earth and can breathe the atmosphere.
Yeah, I got more of a chance with the fish.
Exactly. There's more space to run around in.
Yeah.
I'm going with the aliens because the thought of being stuck in the middle of the ocean frightens the shit out of me.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
Oh, then you don't want to watch the movie Open Water. You really don't want to watch the movie. Or All Is Lost. All Is Lost or Open Water. If you want to see like some very, I won't say anymore.
Well, 40-something feet under or whatever, that movie made me extremely uncomfortable.
Just watch the first 5 minutes of Open Water because that chick is full on naked right at the beginning of the movie, and that's how you know that's a shitty movie.
Yeah, that's true too.
Oh, Lady Monkey was watching some what is it? Dirty Jobs? Is that the name of the show?
Yeah.
With Mike Rowe. She was watching some of that the other day where he went to be a window cleaner on a skyscraper. I actually had to get up and leave the room.
Oh.
I can't see that shit. So like the open water thing you're talking about, even in a movie, I couldn't watch that. I'd be like, nope. Monkey, are you ready for Genesis on Arc? I'm not even sure exactly what Genesis is, but no,
Phil Collins.
Yeah. I haven't. I don't have the money to buy the pass or whatever it is to get it. So, Zeo Gold, which movie would you watch? Bruce Willis as an Imperial Guard general, and Sofia Vergara as a space elf, or Jason Gray Stanford as a demon trying to make deals for souls. Zeo Gold, your questions are so weird.
I don't even know a couple of those people's names.
Me neither. I'm going with Bruce Willis because I know him.
Yeah.
Oh shit, they jumped again. Monkey, do you want that kind of attention? Might find the 100 KKK left on the internet on your channel. I think they would leave pretty quickly. The alt-writers, a few of them poked their heads in here a couple of times and they disappeared real fast. I make my positions on that shit known pretty well. Ranting Monkey, why don't you make a Subnautica playthrough? Oh man, I played Subnautica and I didn't hate it, but it annoyed me. Oh fuck, man. My brain is swirling like a motherfucker.
Calm down. It's all right.
Shit. Collection, where you're trying to get resources.
Yes.
I hated that part of it, the way they implemented it.
Hmm.
Thank you, Cryptic, who says Waterworld was a horrible movie. Yeah.
I mean, yes, but I think it was. I think on reflection, it's not nearly as bad. I mean, the bad press at the time probably enhanced it, but you watch it now, it's just mediocre, I think.
Well, a lot of the. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I agree with Scribe on that.
No, I already got that. Fuck, man. What you said there about at the time, because of how expensive it was, and it kept being like delayed and stuff, it got a lot more press than it should have.
Right.
The tarred part of Monkey's brain is taking over. Yeah. I'm in a downward spiral. Did you see? Oh, by the way, if you guys have asked questions, usually I stay up at the top and just scroll, but I'm having trouble even paying attention. So throw it back in there. Because we got 3 minutes left. Did you see Carlos Maza already got a positive write-up in the New York Times? I'm not shocked.
No, yeah, I mean, it's the New York Times.
Yeah.
He was still able to generate some positive publicity for himself with that stunt.
Mm-hmm.
Just nobody wants to work with him because they don't want to put up with that shit. Oh Lords, would you try a filet mignon sandwich on a toasted pumpernickel bread with a side of waffle cut fried onions? You lost me at pumpernickel bread, man.
Yeah. Gross.
It's fucking pumpernickel.
I would pull the filet mignon off and eat that by itself. Ooh, Alyssa asked a good one. Barbecue chips or honey barbecue? Depends on the day, actually. I love both. I will say I've accidentally ate a whole bag of the honey barbecue Lays, though. Have you guys tried those?
Can't say that I have, no.
I don't think so.
All the honey barbecue chips I've had were generic brands, and they were fucking delicious.
If you like barbecue flavored chips, I cannot. Lays, give me a sponsorship, you dicks.
Yeah, Dr. Pepper, same here.
That goes for Diet Pepsi and titties. I need sponsorships from all of those things. I talk about them a lot. I feel like they should pay me.
Yeah.
Or I should shut up about them until they do.
I wonder if we can get porn stars to like promote our shit.
Well, you know, porn stars, at least some of them seem really willing to go on like podcasts and streams. We could probably get a porn star on here.
Yeah. Well, we'd be asking them all kinds of retarded questions like, so what's the grossest thing you've ever had to sit on?
Well, this is
if I had a guest on here, regardless of whether it's a porn star or not, I wouldn't necessarily interview them, just make them part of the show. That's all.
Well, I would love to actually have an interview kind of show with a porn star.
Well, then do
You
that.
guys know I have questions.
Yeah, we'll do that then. I mean, I started a interview show just off the cuff. You can do it.
Jack, she'll be like, if you pay me your face.
That still won't be the grossest thing I've seen some of them sit on. I mean, like, you see a lot of the same set pieces. Like, if you watch enough porn, maybe I do this, you start to recognize the houses that they're in. Like, I recognize that bedroom from the one with Olsen in it. No, and you're like, that's the same bedspread. So it kind of makes me wonder, like, who does the laundry for these sort of things?
No one. That blanket is crunchy as hell.
That's what I'm thinking, and it's kind of gross.
Thank you, Sanguine, who says Sin already locked down the facial abuse sponsorship. Facial what?
What?
Sit on my face.
Oh,
yeah, facial sponsorship.
But several people have pointed out that Ghastly had a porn star on his show. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Maybe one day I'll have a porn star on a show.
Right cheek, left cheek.
You know, yeah, they're not porn stars, but that could be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of the show, and I do want to apologize for the last half hour because, man, fuck me. But thank you guys for what?
Well, the last half hour was mostly me doing your job for you. So yeah, you apologize for it. It's fine. No, I get it. It's fine.
I'm apologizing because I should have been doing it.
Yeah, whatever.
You were great.
You didn't say that though, did you? Jesus.
I was apologizing. It's not all about you, Scribe.
Why are mommy and daddy fighting?
Speaking of which, thank you for doing that, Scribe. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Thank you so much for the donations. You guys are amazing. Don't forget to go check out Jack's channel, Bad Comic Reviews. Jack, thanks for joining us tonight, man.
Oh, yeah. Thanks for the invite.
Satsu, Scribe, a pleasure as always. Everybody, my head makes me sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Fuck off.
I should be singing, but I'm